Had kind of a weird day. Just a bunch of stuff going on, like emotionally, that I think I handled well. But I definitely felt overwhelmed and, handled it. But just, I think like I had my therapist this morning, and then I had a, what do you call it? Chiropractic adjustment. And that always does something. Some people don't believe in that stuff. I get one a month, and I always feel something the rest of the day, like physically, psychologically. It moves stuff around, it shifts some juices. Something's definitely happening. And so, yeah, like I felt. And then yesterday, smoked a cigar at the end of the day. Kind of, I think, definitely got me high, but also just wore me out a little bit for the day. And then I didn't sleep well, so I was sleep deprived. So there's a bunch of different things happening, kind of affected my energy and my confidence. I felt like unsure of myself, and I had to push through that. So yeah, that was very interesting and challenging. But yeah, just like, and had a couple of things, actually both related. So I've got a couple trips coming up, and one of them is actually this week. A friend of mine who's going offered me like a better price on hotel than I had gotten, and I just kind of, like, he was just being helpful, but I felt overwhelmed by it and got agitated, and could just feel myself like not like enjoying the experience. Like, it was very interesting, just like I wasn't thinking clearly, and then I wasn't kind of expecting it. And this came, I think, right on top of my girlfriend asking me, because we have a trip to go see my parents in like a month, and she had just asked me to change the flights and move the trip back by a few days and all this different stuff. And so at first I was like, yeah, we can do that. And then my friend texted me about the hotel thing, and it was just like trip change overload. And I think I also kind of felt like I was obligated to say yes to these things. And maybe if I, whatever, in a different frame of mind, I would have, but I just kind of like, got to a point where I was like, you know what, I actually, with the hotel thing, I was actually scared of canceling my hotel, and then, if something gets messed up, and then I'm not able to get, the rate that he promises, and then like let's say there's just no rooms left, and I'm left without a hotel, like that would be terrible. So I just got scared of what could happen. And then the same thing with the flights. I was like, this is so stressful. Like, I don't want to change anything. And it wasn't just because I was afraid of losing stuff. It was just, there's something about it. I just didn't want to change anything. And I think my intuition was just talking to me in a way that I was just like so uncomfortable with these changes. And so finally I just went back to my friend. I was like, you know what? At this late stage, I don't want to change anything. Just, I don't want to mess with it. He's like, yeah, no problem. Like for the next trip, we won't leave it till the last minute. I'll hook you up earlier. So, and then with my girlfriend, it was, I had to like fight a little harder for it. But I just really kind of got in touch with the fact that I didn't want to, because the reason she wanted to change the dates of the trip was because she wanted to add something to the trip that would just, I mean, by in and of itself would be wonderful, but it would also add more stress, more travel. I'm like, the purpose of this trip is to relax, not to, be driving back and forth all the time. So I just communicated this to her, and she, finally was like, okay, don't worry about it. We don't have to change anything. And so it was hard, like, to go through all that. I had like a couple hours where I was just really uncomfortable. And I think I was just like afraid to say what I really wanted, or it just took me time to figure out what I wanted. But then, once I figured it out and I communicated it, it didn't actually feel good right away. I felt like I was letting them down. But, well, I should say with my friend, it felt like that. With my girlfriend, it actually felt good to get in touch with what I wanted. With my friend, I was less sure, but, at the end of the day, I think I just, I was comfortable with the plans I had set, and I wanted to keep it that way, whatever. But it was more than a normal thing. There was something else going on that made it like an extra layered thing. Like everything felt harder than it looked on the surface. So whatever, something was happening today energetically, so that was interesting. But anyway, I'm glad I got through it. It's done. Glad I got through it in a way that kind of was authentic to me, and I kind of sat with the discomfort, which I've gotten good at. And yeah, so anyway, that was good. And then went to train, and I'm encouraged by my training because I feel like I'm getting past the adrenaline dump, and I'm, learning to like focus more and stay calm more. And hopefully I can take this into competition, because it'll be great. And I'll be able to avoid the adrenaline dump, which is exhausting. So that is the purpose of everything. And that it carries through to life. Like I was trained, I was rolling today. I was rolling with my coach, and it was weird because I was, I felt more focused, less afraid. Of course, he still kicked my ass, but there was something different about the role. And I don't know if he noticed it or not, but I definitely, like, things felt slower, like in a good way. Like things are, slowing. I can see things better. It feels better. And I noticed the same thing this morning, because usually in the mornings I feel a lot of like anxiety, especially Monday morning. And I didn't really have that. I felt more focused and grounded. Yeah, grounded. Grounded's a good way to describe it. So a lot of stuff happening today that will continue.